Welcome back to art, and today we will be again investigating Gelli prints part 2, and this time we're investigating using homemade stencils. So the stencils I made for this project were triangle, leaf shape, circular and square stencils, and I made them out of a light card using an X-Acto or Stanley knife and scissors, as well as a pencil and a ruler. They're very simple to make depending on who is creating the stencil. Be careful with the Stanley knife, obviously, but the images that you can create are hauntingly beautiful. Aren't they lovely? Very geometric, as opposed to the plants that were very organic. Without further ado, let's watch this video. For the circular stencil, I traced around a circular object, and then I also free drew some of my circles. I used a ruler here for the squares, so they're not exactly even. You could be much more pedantic, but I'm a little more freestyle. The leaves I've drawn as well, and then one of my favorites is the triangle stencil. For most of the cutting out of stencils, I use an X-Acto or Stanley knife. I also do use scissors, particularly for the circle, and if little ones are using them, scissors would work fine. They just have to fold the card and cut. So again, with Gelli printing, there aren't many rules that you have to follow, but I generally start with lighter colors, but play around and see what works best for you. Layering the stencil prints gives your work a sense of depth. Remember that you can always add another layer or two if you're not loving the result. Don't give up on prints. The uglier ones often have a way of turning into the best and most beautiful prints. I do like to wipe my plate and my brayer down in between each colour just to stop the muddiness. So keep a piece of plain paper to your right or your left in order to roll the ink from your brayer onto it. That helps with the cleaning process. You can see I'm working through all my stencils, and sometimes I go back and I rework the print reusing the stencil. I might turn it upside down just for a bit of variety. Whoops, I got a bit of acrylic paint on my hand. And yes, I use acrylic paints for my Gelli prints generally. Inks work well, but I love these acrylic paints. The better the quality, the better the result. Don't forget to keep a packet of wipies on hand. For your hands, for the table, for your plate, and just to keep your work area clean and tidy. My only advice would probably be, if you want to use black, and black is an awesome colour to use, I would use it towards the end because it does tend to muddy every other combination of colours. You will notice that when I pop the white on this plate, there's still some yellow from the previous colour. That's okay if you're happy with that. If not, make sure you wipe thoroughly in between each colour change. So now we have our finished stencil Gelli prints. They're wonderful, and you can actually mix them with some organic plants or pieces of lace, found objects. They're gorgeous. Okay, are you inspired? Let's get started.